CQ, this is M0AG, calling all members and friends of the Denby Dale Amateur Radio Society for the Thursday evening digital net. I noticed that Andrew is logged on Module A at the moment, but I've sent him a text or an email asking him to join us on Module D. So good evening everybody, and hope all is well. We'll go to the top of this straight away and go to AD. G6MJQ in the group, M0AUG, hope all is well there.
AUG, excuse me. G6MJQ, good evening everybody. Early tea tonight, so able to join in thankfully, and no cooking duties like last week. I've also sent Andrew a text, and he says he's going on to his from terminal mode to his open spot, and should join us shortly. Well, it's not been a bad day here. Temperature was quite good, up to about 16 degrees, but damp and wet, on showers on occasions. Anyway, hope everybody is okay. I'll put it back to you now, Jeff. M0AUG, G6MJQ in Skelmanthorpe, West Yorkshire.
G6MJQ in the group, M0AG returning. Yeah, Andrew's just sent him a text, but he's not sure how to change the module. So perhaps whilst we're going around the group there, you can perhaps guide him there, Eddie, if you don't mind, please. And thanks for that. Okay, over to you there, Nick. G4 IWO in the group, M0AUG. Hope you're well, Nick.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, good evening, Jeff, and good evening to everyone else on the net tonight. Before I just make a couple of other comments, just to remind people, we are live on YouTube, so welcome to those of you listening to the digital net on our live stream on the club YouTube channel. I noticed last week that we had 77 views of the digital net last week, and of course the viewing part only consists of my IC705 live, but that means that 77 people listened to some or all of last week's net. So thank you very much to all those of you listening. Hope you're enjoying it. You're very welcome to join in on the net by commenting in the chat box, and I'll feed your comments back to everybody else. Just to say from last night very quickly, I was very pleased with last night's meeting. Both Ken and Phil were superb company. They gave some fantastic answers and covered a whole range of subjects, and it was a very, very enjoyable evening, and one or two people have commented to that effect as well. So thank you to all those who've already sent in those comments. So back to you, Jeff. I'll report back later on other things in the next over. M0AUG in the group from G4IWO.
G4IWO in the group. Easy returning. Yes, fine, I'm at Nick, and I'm going to enjoy watching the video of last night's meeting, which I wasn't able to make, but I'll enjoy watching that over the weekend, I'm sure. To our friendly Northern Germany now, DL1BJW with DL8BDT. Good evening to you both, and I hope you're well. Mike, if you take it, please, DL1BJW at 0AUG. Nothing heard from DL1BJW. We'll just try again. And I noticed that Jeff's off and back on again. DL1BJW with DL8BET. Good evening to you both. Come in, Mike, please. heard from Mike and Adriana so far this evening, so we'll go to the US. November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango. Good evening, Bob. Hope you're all well. M0AG. And that is 0AUG with the group, November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango. First of all, I have to agree with Nick. The program last evening was very, very interesting, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I agree with Nick. I think that we should have more meetings like that. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't have a lot of radio today to report. I do have several comments that I'd like to make. First of all, to any listeners that are Royal Navy Amateur Radio Society members, we have a net on Thursday morning, my time, Thursday afternoon, your time, around 14:15 Zulu, and it's open to all Royal Navy Amateur Radio Society members. That's a Zoom meeting, and in order to find out the details on how to get on, Henry at Bradford and District ARC can give you the information, and his email is emma0 @yahoo.uk or yahoo.co.uk. So if there are any Royal Navy amateur radio operators out there that would like to join in, contact him and he can give you the information. I'll give you a little bit more on the next couple of hold it up. Mike 0 Alpha Uncle George, November 4th, X-Rail. Alpha Tango M0AG returning. Yes, okay, thank you. Alan, thanks for the offer with the other Zoom meeting, and Henry will, I'm sure, get him what information he wants to. Now, I noticed, I'm just jumping out. There's a lot of ignoring it, but I noticed that Mike and Adriana have logged on again, so I'll just go there and see if we can come on this time. DL1 BJW with DL8 to PDT. Good evening to you both. Still nothing heard from Mike and Adriana this time round. So over to you in Belgium, my Jeff. Oscar November Tango in the group, M0AG.
M0 AUG, the group coordinator November Tango, and a very good evening, very good afternoon to you, Bob, and also to our listeners on the YouTube channel. Very nice to meet you all again. Last week I was not available, but anyway, this week I am. And I had also an issue in the middle of Nick's intervention. I dropped out for one reason or another, so I have to connect again. But anyway, I hope it will work this time. I'm just looking to the dashboard. Yeah, okay. Well, very shortly, Bob, this afternoon I tried to join the net there on 15 meters, 21,350 at 1330 UTC, and I could hear myself on the Whiskey 1 November Tango SDR, web SDR, very, with a small signal, but anyway, I could understand myself there on the web SDR. There's some time delay between what I told and what I received on the web SDR, but anyway, I was there, and I heard you, Bob, on my transceiver here in Belgium, NCW, very weak, so hardly noticing the signal, but anyway, I heard that the English stations also had a little bit of trouble getting you, but anyway, so yeah, we are approaching it, shy. And okay, about the Zoom meeting, that was very, very interesting, maybe a little bit going in all kind of directions, and with maybe too much focus on salt water, but anyway, I discussed yesterday with Ken about this. that not everyone has the possibilities to do that. I think here on the Belgian coast, everything is built with, you know, apartments and restaurants and so on and so on. It's hard to find a place to go to the sea here and use the salt water. Or I should go to the Netherlands. That may be an option. So very interesting evening, but maybe trying to focus a little bit more on some other issues, because otherwise, you know, we all get wet salt feet each side. Okay, so back to you. Mike 0 AEG, the group 8 November Tango.
November Tango in the group M0 AEG returning. Yeah, fine and all right, Jeff. And as you know, I missed the meeting, but I'm hoping to catch up with us over the weekend on the YouTube there. So, I notice Andrew's joined us now, so we'll see how we go with Andrew, and then we'll go back to the top of the list. And I'll pick you up next time down, Mike and Adriana, because after Andrew, we've just got Eddie and Nick before it's your turn again. So over to you, Andrew. M0ROL in the group. M0AEG. Good evening, Andrew. Hope all is well. M0AEG in the group. M0ROL. Yes, good evening, Jeff. Good evening, everyone on the net, and also for the texts I've got from yourself and AD. I've had a bit of a sort of nightmare week with price styles and everything else. And I thought I had terminal mode sorted out, but it went on to the wrong one rather than B. I think it went on to A, and I have no idea how it went on to A. But there we are. This is all a learning curve on this one. But yeah, I'll keep this one short because I realise I probably jumped the queue. But thanks again for the texts and also radio as well. So back to you, Jeff. M0AEG, the group M0ROL. M0ROL in the group M0AG returning. Yeah, fine on that, Andrew. I noticed you're still connected in terminal mode on module A at the moment. If you want to try and drop that connection, because you're coming through perfectly okay on the dongle now. Right, back up to the top of the list and we'll see how we go from there. G6MJQ in the group M0AG, and thanks for helping Andrew there, Eddie.
M0AUG, G6MJQ, that's fine. It's difficult when you're not actually in the room with somebody trying to do it, but yeah, apparently the battery on his open spot was dead, so I had to find a lead and get it up and running. Obviously gone to module A, which is the default module. When you try to connect via other means, terminal mode. That's what I guess, but it's difficult. I've never tried terminal mode. Oh dear. Yeah, I was hoping Dave would be on tonight because I know he bought some Zygo gear, an X6100, and the amp to go with it. It really lashed out the other week. But I've seen his posts on the Facebook group, and he seems to be getting started okay, which is good. I've totally abandoned the RG1 CPU software running on the X6100. I found it unstable at times, even though you could receive ST8 once you synchronize the time okay. But no signs of another version for doing the transmitting on ST8. Strange week, strange day. I was going to get on to HF. I went on this morning on 80 meters and conditions were pretty good. And W2 VP, John was booming through S9. Quite interesting. Has gone down quite a bit. I have no idea why. I don't know if anybody else has experienced that, but 40's been buzzing. I went down onto 10 and some Russian stations belting through there. but I was on the 6100, so I didn't go on the 897 and run a bit more power and actually talk to anybody. Today has been a maintenance day. Bathroom scales packed up, so I took those to bits and fixed them, and various other jobs as well. And nothing quite worked, as I was going to have a ham radio day. Sorry, just take a bit. But it didn't quite happen. And I know I've actually got another Samsung phone. A few weeks back, I may have said I got problems with a new one I bought. Well, I bought another one on Amazon. The sellers are available, and that's a new one, and I've got that running perfectly. But with the other one, I can tell you all about what's inside the A series Samsung mobile phones, and everything down the bottom end wasn't working properly. Screen, speaker, and the fingerprint sensor. So it's been a sort of mixed bag week all round. Back to you, Jeff. M0AUG from G6MJQ.
G6MJQ in the group M0AUG. I think we all have those sort of weeks, don't we? And yesterday just wasn't a good day for me, and I just had to cancel out on the evening, which is I was looking forward to it. But I did check with Nick in advance that it was being recorded, so as I said at the time, I'll enjoy watching it over the weekend. Now, I'm going to jump away from the list for a minute there, Nick, because Mike and Adriana seem to be having some difficulty getting in this evening. So I'll just go to Northern Germany and see if they've got one through yet. DL1BJW with the DL8BDT. Are you still able to connect there, Mike? Over to you. No, nothing heard from Mike and Adriana again with having internet issues or hotspot issues or whatever. Well, we'll continue down the list and I'll try them a bit later on. G4IW in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, thanks very much, Jeff, and thank you to everyone for their comments about last night. You're quite right, of course. It was slightly salt oriented, Jeff, and even for those of us living here, we live some distance away here in the Pennines from the sea, so it's a bit of a trek for us to get there as well. But it's the first time we've tried the format of having 2 or possibly 3 in the future people in the shack, if you like, and not with them making a presentation to start off, but just having an open discussion. So I think the format worked okay, and we'll definitely try that again. Although the danger is, as again you pointed out, Jeff, is that the discussion goes all over the place, as it would do if you had an open discussion in a club room somewhere with people in person. It will be exactly the same. So, but every now and again, I think we should do that. The club YouTube channel has got 12 people short of 800 subscribers now, so fantastic number of people are getting alerts to all our videos and lots of them being seen. So I'm very pleased that both Mike DL1 BJW and Paul M0AIA were happy to put their little video clips of their portable operation up on the channel as well. So we've done that, and they've already both had quite a number of views. So I've just got a quick request really to those on tonight and listening. If you do get out portable and you manage to just capture a few minutes of your portable operation, then please do take an opportunity to email it through to me, and we can share it with our people who are in the club and following the club's activities. Final thing I didn't talk about was the tabletop sale at the Pie Hall. We had about, I would say, over the 2 or 3 hours we were open, about 50 visitors. We made an awful lot of money again, and it was very well received. It was a lovely afternoon, a fantastic facility, and we're looking to book it up again later in the year for a similar event. And also, we're keen to try and do something that this year is the 50th anniversary of Denby Dale Amateur Radio Society being formed. Its first meetings were held at the Pie Hall in Denby Dale, so we clearly got to go back there. But I'm in discussions with Ofcom to try and get us a special license that we can use not just for 1 or 2 days, but for a few weeks to celebrate the club's achievement of 50 years of activity. So back to you, Jeff. M0AUG in the group, G4IWO.
Okay, let's see if we can still get hold of Mike and Adriana. DL1BJW with DL8BDT. Is there anybody there? Nothing out again from Mike and Adriana. They must be having some real issues this evening, I guess. Over to you there, Bob. November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango in the group. Mike 0 Alpha Uniform Golf. Mike 0 Alpha Uniform Golf, November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango. I didn't have it well on my list, and it's a short group tonight. You fellas have given me enough notes. First of all, I saw yesterday where there are several flyers, and I believe it was Nick that put out the answer that there was quite a noise there. I got a note from Fraser up in Denmark, OZ1 JKU this morning. He thought northern lights and there's a lot more noise. However, Andy said just the opposite. Andy said that his noise had increased or decreased. So that surprised me. And Jeff, thank you for the report. I do appreciate that. I hear you. First of all, I couldn't log into W18NAT immediately because all of the spots were taken. I presume that Belgium station was you. And for XAT in the group M0AG, I think you just dropped out there, Bob. So what I'll do now, I'll just go straight over to Jeff in Belgium and he can pick up on your last comment there. Oscar November 8 November Tango in the group M0AG.
Roger. Mike 0 AUG, the group ON8 November Tango. Yeah, okay, Bob. Was an interesting experience. All these UP stages were booming in on the Whiskey 1 November Tango SDR, WAP SDR, really booming in. I could hear myself not booming in, but I could understand myself. That's already something. But just imagine 20 minutes into a mobile whip, so it's quite good actually. But the conditions were probably not favorable this time either. So we will keep trying from time to time, not every day, but I will keep trying from time to time. And okay, a little bit of what my last 2 weeks actually has brought me. Last weekend I took part in the RITI contest, the CQ Worldwide WPX contest, and worked some over 100 stations. Sunday conditions were not that good because on 15 meters and 10 meters, for example, I only worked 3 or 4 US and Canadian stations, which normally I would work a lot of them if conditions would be right. So it was mostly European, Russian, and so on. So Then I worked VK9 Delta X-ray, and this morning Kilo Lima 7 Tango Charlie on 15 meters FT8. I worked Nick Golf 4 India Whiskey Oscar on CW on 40 meter, which was very, very, very nice. I really was so excited that I forgot to record the try, but anyway, very happy with that. And I reached the QSL class from November Juliet 2 Bravo Bravo, and from Mike Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey. So was quite a good week, I think, from that point of view. Okay, no, I put the microphone back to you, Jeff. Mike 0 AUG, the group, over 8 November Tango.
8 November Tango in the group M0 AUG, telling you fine, Jeff. You had a busy week. You had some real success with the radio there, and fine on the Ritzy contest and everything else. So we can expect to see your name in lights back in MPW again next month, I guess, once you got all your reports in. I'll just go briefly over to Andrew, and then we'll try Northern Germany again. M0RL in the group, M0AG. M0AG in the group, this is M0RL. First of all, the Zoom meeting last night, whilst I didn't contribute in it, I think it was a good format, and certainly Phil and Ken, a wealth of information on antennas. And I made a few notes, and we'll start playing when I can get out into the shed, and the weather's not sort of chucking it down, as it's been raining quite hard for most of the day here. But yeah, a really interesting meeting last night, and this has been a week of firefighting, I think. Really, I don't know whether anyone else is using Pi-Star hotspots, but I've got them. Both I used to use to get onto D-Star on these nets. Used to use them alternately, and they suddenly stopped working. So it was connecting to XLS 305. So I can see it there. I can receive. My radio was sending the signals into the hotspot, but it then wasn't getting out, and I can only think it was to do with the latest updates, or even for apostates. My course had been banned for some reason, but it hadn't been, so I can get with other devices. So I sent my configuration over to Dave. He put my configuration into his hotspot, and that stopped working as well. So I put the beta version on. That didn't work. I've gone back to quite an old one from 21, so I've given up on the relay. It works fine on DMR. So I'll just stick to DMR. And I know that both you, Jeff, and Nick use terminal mode. I wouldn't mind if you would be so kind to let me know how to configure it so that it gets onto module D, but rather than the default A. I thought I had it all set in, so there must be something which I'm missing to force it on to D. And the final thing on antennas, I mentioned last week that I was having problems with some ham sticks. I had a 20-meter ham stick, which was absolutely fine. I had a 40-meter one that, whilst the SWR was around about 2, the impedance was 120 plus. So thankfully Dave had exactly the same one as me, so I went round yesterday, and we played around for about half an hour, so using his base and my whip and everything else. It turned out that there was nothing wrong with mine. It's just that the whip needed to be shortened by about half an inch, and that's put the SWR around about the same anyway as 2 to 1, but it's immediately dropped the impedance down from 119, 120 down to just, well, it's 38 at the moment. So that I couldn't quite get my head around how such a shortening of the whip can change the impedance by so much. So I've learned something new on that one. So I won't probably tell you trying to get out of Mike and Adriana, Jeff. So I'll pass it back to you. M0 AUG in the group. This is M0. M0 ROL in the group, M0 AG returning. Fine, and just on the terminal mode there, Andrew, you obviously got your connection through working with the terminal rows, so the 705 is being heard on the internet there. And if you've got on your main screen there, your option where it says to and from, and it'll probably say XLX305A, which is the default on that. If you just tap on that screen, and then on the XLX305D at the top, and where are we? Go on to, just trying to sort it out whilst you're actually on. Yeah, if you go on to the, where are they? You're trying to change the D, it's defaulting to A, I'm assuming, and you want to try and change it through to D, I guess. So let's see where we can go with that. You've got to find the option on the menu, and I'm just trying to find it there without cutting myself off. And you've got to go and find the menu where you can take it back. I think you've got to take it out of terminal mode whilst you change it, to be honest. But I don't want to do that because I'm on the air at the moment. But basically, you get an option where you can enter, after you've set it for terminal mode, you can actually enter the direct mode that you want. It might default to XLX305A, but if you just change the end module to module D within that setting, that should work on that. I can't test it fully without cutting myself off, unfortunately, Andrew. So we'll pick that one up again next time around. Let's see if we can get Mike and Adriana into the meeting. Do you know one BJW with DLA, BDT, M0 AUG in the group? Have a go, Mike, please.
Yeah, now it's our fifth try. This is CL1 BJW, and I very sincerely hope that this will reach you. Can you give me a report? Did you hear me?
Yes, absolutely no problem at all this time around, Mike. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, very good evening to all of you, and I'm glad to, or we are glad to hear you and to hear that you're all well and healthy, and we are okay also, despite our beloved Open Spot 3 here, which is developing the nickname the Chaos Machine, because I'm not quite sure what happened, but we've started it several times, and it was sometimes connecting, playing the other audio there from audio stations, but with gaps in it. And now it seems to be running again. Yeah, what an exciting evening. Well, first of all, I wanted to say thank you for the evening yesterday with Zoom meeting. It was quite fun and gave us a lot to think about, and a whole new set of ideas. It was very interesting and very good to hear and see that, and I very sincerely hope that there will be a follow-up on the Zoom channel with further information around this or other topics there. So I'll hand the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
A very good evening. This is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Very good to hear you all and to be able to talk to you. So last but not least, we could connect. Here in northern Germany, the short weather report, weather is quite strange. It's about 10 to 11 degrees centigrade, and it's raining all over the day, and so not so good. But yes, as Mike just said, yesterday the Zoom meeting was very, very good and very interesting topics, antenna, building antennas and trying new antennas is one of our favorite subjects, and therefore we learned a lot. And I think it's very good to make such evenings with such topics. So I hand the microphone back to M0 AUG for the group.
Anyway, BDT with DL1BJW. I'm so pleased that you've actually got on this evening, and thanks for your perseverance on that one. Until the same without you two on the net. So it looks like Andrew's actually got himself connected to Module D. I think at some stage, Andrew, you probably want to just BTT and make sure that you're actually connected there. But I think it looks, if you're okay, yes it is. You're actually coming up on the list now. So next time round, we look forward to hearing from you in terminal mode there. Right, back to the top of the list again. Now we've got Mike and Adriana on, and we'll go back to the original order. So over to you there, ADG6MJQ in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG, G6MJQ. Yeah, pi stars are complex little things to set up, or the operating system and the config. But I guess what's happened is you usually leave them on and they update at 3 o'clock in the morning our time, and something's come over that's upset it all somehow, host file or something. So watch this space, try another update tomorrow and it might all be fixed. Who knows? And I've had problems with the open spot where things have gone awry, and it's almost locked up on me. I couldn't turn it off, and I had to force it off by holding down the off button for 30 seconds or something like that, and then do a restart. But I've found restarts on open spot, or certainly the open spot 4 Pros I've got, fixes a multitude of problems. And then if that doesn't work, just HTTP into the device with the web page and go for quick setup and set it all up again. Found that quick setup absolutely fantastic, the way of setting up the modem and the destination, etc. Yeah, noise. Aurora noise. I was talking to somebody, I heard somebody today on the net I was on, and they said that the noise can vary by location. So some areas the noise will go up, and other areas it can go quite down. So I'll be interested to see tomorrow whether my noise level goes up where it was, like S9, but it's been down to S3, S4 today. But I've still got the horrible burbling noise centered around 20 meters, but I'm sure it's something like the panels on the roof of the bungalow behind the solar panels and the inverter, etc. But what I want to do is put my mobile whip on top of the car and go out and drive around the streets, go out into the country and see if I can investigate further. Um, 50th anniversary. I wonder, Nick, is there any chance of setting up a activation of the Pi Hall like years gone by and putting an aerial up there, a wire or something, and operating a weekend there as an activation? That would be good fun. I haven't done one of those in years. not a weekend one, long-term one. Yeah, just a thought. Might be interesting. And recently I've seen with antennas, portable antennas, I'm quite keen on getting one on a tripod and putting a vertical on it. But I've seen these magic carpets, conductive mats that you can put under the antenna, so you don't need the salt water. It's somewhat smaller than an ocean or what have you, but yeah, and use that as a ground plane. Just a thought. Anyway, back to you, Jeff. M0AUG from G6MJQ. You still there, Jeff? G6MJQ.
N4XAT.
I will take it up for Mike, for Jeff, because he probably has an issue there. So let's go to Golf for India Whiskey Oscar. The group, go ahead, Nick, from 08 November Tango in the group.
Yeah, 08 November Tango in the group, G4IWO. Well, we've got a few gremlins on this tonight, haven't we? Just to say on YouTube, we've had two people come in. One, Andy, 2 Echo 0 Romeo Echo Echo, who has said hello to all. And I quickly looked up Andy's QRZ page, and I see, Andy, that you're a member of the Royal Naval Amateur Radio Society. So I don't know if you heard Bob earlier or know Bob N4XAT and would want to join that net if you already don't take part in it. But welcome to you this evening. And also welcome to Steve, G0NIF. Good to see you again, Steve, listening in again. Yeah, your point, AD, about the Pie Hall. I've already started some discussions with the Pie Hall to see if we can set up a radio station. It's almost certain it wouldn't be possible for the whole weekend, AD, because the Pie Hall is quite heavily being used at the moment with a whole series of clubs making use of the space they've got there. So the opportunity to book a weekend is impossible. That's why we've stuck to the format of Saturday afternoons for the tabletop sales. The other thing is that I really do hope that Ofcom get back to me soon and we can announce the details of the call sign. We're going to have a club committee meeting at the beginning of March, beginning in a couple of weeks' time, and we'll have to have a discussion there about what we can do to properly mark 50 years, because I think it's a fantastic achievement. So I'll pass it back to you first of all, Jeff, and I don't know if Jeff is there, but let me just give a shout out to M0AUG. Are you back online, Jeff? Over.
G4IW M0AUG. Are you receiving me there, Nick?
Yeah, Roger, Jeff. Loud and clear. Back to you.
Okay, and thanks for whoever picked the net up. I don't know why it dropped out, whether it was an internet thing or not. And I was explaining quite a bit about the open spot and some of the facilities we've got. Okay, let's see if we can get Mike and Adriana in the natural order that we had in the beginning. DL1BJW with DL8BDT. Over to you there, Mike, please.
Yeah, this is DL1BJW, hopefully to be heard on the reflector. I'm not quite sure what everybody has reported yet, but I wanted to add that there are two Antarctic stations in CW have been heard for a few days now and are actually active also today. That is Delta Papa 1, Papa Oscar Lima, the German Antarctic station from the scientific research station Georg von Neumeier, and the Romeo India 1 Alpha November Echo, the Russian Antarctic station, which is, when you look on the map and draw a line south from South Africa, you come onto the Russian station there in the Antarctic. The Russian station was today to be heard on 20 meters, relatively good, even with simple wire antennas. But he was working split, which is of course clever. I tried to reach him, but unfortunately without any success, because several stations began calling on his TX frequency, not understanding the the UP he gave from time to time to indicate that he was listening 1.1 kilohertz above the TX frequency. And so I didn't get over these bunker station, but I will try again, I think. And Delta Papa 1, Papa Oscar Lima, the German station, actually at this moment on the air in the 30-meter band on 10 megahertz. So it's perhaps worth a try to receive it and perhaps even try to have a contact with them. They're both relatively fast, quick in CW, so sometimes even if it's a little bit fake, it would be advisable to use a Kia. That is, for me, it would be advisable. I'm still trying to improve my CW. So that's it. I pass the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Yeah, this is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Yes, during the last week we often sit here and listen to CW and try to hear the Arctic station here on CW, and this was quite an experience, even with our Rivercross antenna in the garden, which is quite short, and only the SW3B transceiver, which I have. It was quite well to hear the Antarctic station. I think it was on Tuesday evening, and 20-meter band, and quite late in the evening. The band was quite open, and this was quite amazing. So I have nothing to report from here, which would be quite new. So I hand the microphone back to M0AUG for the group.
PDT with the BJW in the group M0AG turning. No problems on either of your overs that time. Thank you for the information on what you've been doing in the last week as well. Now, I know, well, I don't think it's long since you kicked in after I dropped out, but I'm keeping the orders we were to start with. So back over to you then, November 4 X-Ray Alpha Tango, Mike 0 Alpha Uniform Golf Group. Mike 0 Alpha Uniform Golf, November 4 X-Ray Alpha Tango. Several of us has dropped out today, so I was going to hold this till last, but we'll do it now just in case, as long as I see that I am transmitting. We received official word from the battleship. It will be leaving Camden, New Jersey, on Thursday, March the 10th. And I'll report for the historic dry dock maintenance for the first time in over 30 years. It's going to depart sharply at 12:10 p.m. local time, which would be 17:10 Zulu on the 21st. It's going to be going for at least 2 months, and we expect the entire operation will probably be over 3 months. Andy, I received for Christmas both the extendable 15-foot antenna, and I received a Faraday cloth. I have not tried it out yet because the weather just hasn't been in my favor. As a matter of fact, the ground may be drying out this week, but right now here it is -2 centigrade. So I don't know exactly when I'm going to get out to try that Faraday shield, and I still have to work out some radials for the antenna. But as you pointed out, I don't know that the Faraday shield will work as good as a saltwater base, but we're going to try it, Andy. So there you go. And with that, back to you, Jeff in England, from November 4, X-Ray Alpha Tango. For X-Ray Alpha Tango in the group M0 today. Yeah, fine and all that, Bob, and thanks for the update on the movements of the battleship. It takes a time to organise all these things, and it's going to be away for a couple of months, I guess, anyway. So it'll be all of it for the service and the refit at the time, anyway. But what to you there, Jeff? Asking November 8 November Tango in the group M0AUG.
M0 AUG, the group over 8 November Tango. Yeah, first of all, I don't know if I had given a weather report. We had 17 degrees Celsius today with partially sunny, so we made a beautiful walk here in the countryside. The weather was absolutely superb. So and was some people on the terraces and the pubs and so on and so on. So a very nice beginning of the spring, I think. And Mike and Adriana, about these Arctic stations, very fascinating. Unbelievable with such a short antenna or such a compromise antenna actually, and that little transceiver. That's really, really superb. And I think this Faraday shield, that this is really something practical. I think if you are portable to use that. So that's really also something that I will try to make from window screening, or maybe I will find some Faraday shield here in the do-it-self shop. I should look out how that would work. And a very good evening also to Andy and Steve on YouTube. Very nice to have you on board there. And about the noise, I have been playing with this new program which is called RM Noise, Remove the Noise, RM Noise, and I must say that I'm really, really surprised with the results. It's wonderful. Even on a single sideband station, the noise is simply disappearing, and you only get the station over. And even on CW, you can do actually the same. There is an option for CW which is working quite well, I think. So really fascinating stuff. So this is also something which could be helpful for people who have a lot of noise, and also to take away a little bit of the listening fatigue. If you listen for a long time to single sideband or to CW. Okay, back to you, Jeff. Mike 0 AUG, the group of 8 November Tango.
8 November Tango in the group M0 AUG returning. This noise reduction device, Jeff, does that mean you feed the output of the transceiver into something else before you listen to it? I don't know. You can pick that up on the next time around, please. Right, up to you there, Andrew. M0R1 in the group. Perhaps it's your fault that Dave's not on tonight. He sent me an email earlier on saying he'd had a late night last night, so maybe he was trying to fix your pipe problem. Let's see if you're coming up on module E with the 705 in terminal mode. M0R1 in the group, M0AUG. M0 AUG in the group, M0RL. No, I can't take the blame for Dave having a late night. I'm afraid I left him at about 10:30 yesterday morning on that one. But one interesting thing which I found is that obviously Dave has his number of radios is almost an exponential growth really. But he showed me the Yaesu 6100, and I have to say it's an impressive little piece of kit. It's for the size, it's pretty solid. And there's obviously no direct sunlight on the screen, but the screen is absolutely crystal clear. Yeah, nice piece of kit really. And I know Amy's got one. Dave seems quite gone with it. He quite likes it. He's plugged it into a Yaesu linear amp, so he's getting best part of 100 watts out of the thing. But yeah, quite impressive really. I sort of compared it with my KX3, which is now sort of rather long in the tooth really, and it's a little bit too big to keep carrying, and it's all relative, isn't it? But I know the KX2 is smaller, but I was only putting it back with all the other kit, it sort of mounts up a little bit. But yeah, I was nice piece of kit. And no, I'm afraid I'm not on terminal mode. I think that if I'm right, Dave, where you've got two, you've got XLX305D, and that's probably how you connect to module D. I actually tried that, but I could see it was registered on the control there, but anyway, so I'm not going to mess any more with it now because it just will perhaps mess everyone else up. So I'll have another look. I have done it once before in the past, and I have to admit I forgot how I did it. But I guess if I just set it to D at the end of the 305, that may work on that one. So, but anyway, back to you, Jeff. M0AG in the group. This is M0ROL. M0ROL in the group. M0AG. Yeah, I mean that's basically it, Andrew. If you're on the 705 on the terminal mode screen, where you've got the two bars, the to and the from, and at the moment I guess that yours is probably saying / XLX 305A. All you need to do there is to just tap that the screen where it says there, and then go into direct entry. And if you go in direct entry, then you just get rid of the D module and substitute it with the A, and then save it. If you want to come back to me sometime other than on the net, then no problem at all. I'll try and help you on that one. The other settings I was referring to is if you wanted to go onto module D using the dongle and the open spot as well. We can touch both those things off there, so no problem at all. Right, back over to the top of the list again. Over to you there, AJ. And I think it's probably right time for starting looking at finals now. G6MJQ in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG G6MJQ. Well, I can verify that the Yaesu 6100 is a solid piece of kit, as I dropped mine the other day. Well, I didn't actually drop it. It was on the coffee table, some 2 foot above the floor, and I caught my foot in the power cable, and it all went into the floor. I thought, oh no, one of the controls will be bent because it doesn't have protective shields on the ends of it, unlike the new one, which makes it difficult to use. The X200 will be the new one when it eventually comes onto the market. Yeah, and no real damage, no damage at all, apart from the little foot that springs out of the back to prop it up. That was very, very slightly bent the pivot screw, but it soon went back. A reverse action bent it back, and it was fine. But I found it was good on noise reduction as well. A combination of alter the filter, use the noise reduction on it, and also Sometimes you bring that in and sort of hydration, but generally pretty good. But obviously the audio goes down with the noise, so you have to compensate by turning the audio up. But the noise stays pretty well where it is. It does pull it out of the noise. I've come across another radio, the Hermes Light SDR. I think it only puts about 4 watts out, so you need a linear after that, ideally. But I'm told it's exceedingly good. I know somebody who's running it and then into a linear. Noise reduction is particularly good, but that's by the fact that it's an SDR, it's a software used to reduce the noise, similar to, is it RM noise we were talking about a minute ago, which I haven't tried, but I know my Lab Duo, I can get far better noise reduction if I use the software than if I use the hardware. You can do quite nice things with this. Anyway, finals here. Sorry, just take finals here. So I'll say 73. I'm glad I made it tonight. Didn't make it last night. Late Valentine's Day supper. But I'll have a look at the video, YouTube video, and I've seen comments on WhatsApp about noise reduction meetings similar to the one last night. I think that could be very interesting. So very interested in that one, Nick. So 73 is one and all. 73 is to those on YouTube. Nice to have you joining us. And with that, back to you, Jeff. M0 AUG from G6MJQ, Skelmanthorpe, West Yorkshire.
G6MJQ in the group M0AUG saying, fine enough, Eddie, and good to have you on this week. And I didn't join the meeting last night, but like you, I'm going to enjoy it on YouTube over the weekend. And I hope everybody on the YouTube channel is enjoying it this evening. And yeah, certainly the WhatsApp group is a super group. It really is. It's getting the nice sorts of contributions and people adding things to it and joining all the time. So that was another good suggestion for our 50th year, isn't it? So over to you there, Nick, and G4IWO in the group, M0AUG.
Yeah, M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, good to hear people's comments, and I made a little note of them in my notepad here to come back to. But certainly, a meeting devoted to how we cope with noise on our receive side is perhaps overdue. Although, of course, we've got two kinds of noise, haven't we? We've got local noise generated either in your house from other devices or from neighboring houses, and we've got atmospheric noise, and how we deal with those two things is in two separate ways, and so it would definitely be worthwhile having a discussion about that. I haven't yet had the opportunity of working or trying to work either of the two Antarctic stations on, but I keep promising I should have a look for them and then forget all about it when I get on air. But I will look. I have worked the Antarctic before, but it would be good to. But it's some years ago, and it would be good to get one of the stations in the log here, particularly if they're doing a lot of stuff on CW. And Steve G0NIF has just commented on YouTube that he watched the meeting last night on YouTube today and found it really interesting and informative. So thanks for that, Steve. It's always good to get feedback. So I wish everyone as well. I'll obviously listen for the rest of the net, but this is my last over. 73s to everyone. Good to see you here this evening. And don't forget that the next club meeting is on the 28th of February, on the Wednesday, the 28th of February, where we've got Murray Nyman, who is the chair of the RSGB Spectrum Committee, who's going to be talking about the changes which are being proposed by Ofcom to our licensing conditions across all three of the amateur radio licenses. And I know that's will be of interest as well to amateurs in other countries. So don't forget that one's coming up. Obviously, we'll advertise that again. So Jeff, back to you. M0AG in the group, G4IWO.
Group M0AG returning. Yeah, thanks for all that, Nick, and thanks for your contributions this evening. And I'm so glad it was a good meeting last night, and I will catch up with this over the weekend. Sometimes you can't always make these things when you want to or not. Can you? You have various other things going on, which I'll tell you about, Nick, offline at some stage. Right, back over to Northern Germany for your finals, please. Deal 1BJW with Deal 8BDT. So glad you could join us in the end this evening, and sorry you've not had as many overs as everybody else, but over to you there. You can make this a longer one if you want, Mike and Adriana. Take it away, please, Mike.
Yeah, thank you very much. Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey with the final. Thank you, first of all, for your patience and hoping that our next meeting will be without issues on our side here. And nevertheless, was fun and very enjoyable to meet you all again and to hear your comments and your ideas there. That's always very interesting. And unfortunately, we didn't get all of them because of our problems here, but nevertheless, it was a fine evening. Thank you for that. So, wishing you all the very best. 73s from Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey. Stay healthy and see you next week, hopefully. I'm passing the microphone now to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
This is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango. Yes, thank you very much for this interesting evening. It was, as always, a pleasure. And now I think we have the possibility to listen on YouTube for the first part of your transmission. So that's a good opportunity to use this. Wish you all the best. Happy weekend, and hope to meet you down the log or next week on D-Star. All the best. 73 and 88 from Northern Germany. This was Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango, handing the microphone back to M0 AUG.
Deal 8 BDT with Deal 1BJW in the group. Okay, Adriana and Mike, and I'm glad you got on this evening, and obviously that's another use for the YouTube channel, isn't it? You can listen to part of the net that you missed at the beginning, so thanks for your contributions. As usual, I look forward to catching up with you both next week. Over to you all for your final now, and for XAT in the group M0. Mike 0 Alpha Uniform Golf, November 4 X-Ray Alpha Tango. First of all, thank you once again for running the net, Jeff. I look forward to it each week. Nick, I usually know about 10 minutes before Felix gets on from the South Pole. However, the pileups, when he comes in this direction, the pileups are just too great for me to get through. So I haven't been able to contact him, even though I know he's going to be usually where he's going to be. This Friday night, we expect snow into Saturday morning. So I'm not sure, depending on how much snow, whether we get to the ship or not. But as it stands right now, we only have 5 more weekends where I'll be able to get aboard. So hopefully I'll be able to do it. Ricky here. The other thing, I usually give you an update on my parts on the air. Well, of course, it's slowed down quite a bit because with RP, to get over the 400 was quite a challenge. So far, I'm up to 470. I hope that I can get the other three or the other 30. I have 37 states now, so I'm not doing bad there. I have 60 ex-countries. Of course, one of those is Canada, so I don't know how we could count that. But into England, I've made 5 contacts, and 4 of those were 4 different parks. 2 in Hampshire, 1 in Cambridge, and 1 in Oxford. So I'm not doing too bad there. Keeping my fingers crossed that maybe by the end of the month, I'll be able to get another 30, but I think I'm doing pretty good. So I've started on a new project. There's a deal where the early morning people, they get on when people first get up. Well, I have 82 early morning contacts. If I can get 100 of those, I'll get another certificate. So there you go. Thanks again, Jeff. It's been a pleasure being with everyone, and thank you for you YouTube listeners also. And for X-ray Lupin 080 returning. Okay then, and thanks very much for your contributions as usual this evening, Bob. I'm great on the score on the parks, and I hope you do get the other 3 to make the score there. And I know that you actually just got somebody just joined the net, G1 JSF. I will bring you in just at the end if you want to say anything to the group, or if not, then thanks for listening. Okay, I'll be able to get down to the model ship over the next few weeks before it moves anyway, Bob. I look very much forward to catching up with you next week. Over to you there for your finals now, please, Jeff. Oscar November 8 November Tango in the group, M0AG. And thank you for the email.
Roger, Jeff. Mike 0 AUG, the group 08 November Tango. And okay, about the news about the New Jersey battleship, Bob, very interesting. We follow that. I saw a video on YouTube posing the question, will the ship sail all on his own or not? Which is a very interesting discussion. A lot to learn there, and congratulations on all your POTA contacts. That's beautiful. And okay, about the RM noise, Jeff, well, it's not a device. It's a free software. So you feed the audio from your transceiver into your computer with the USB cable or with just an ordinary audio cable. The program is actually sending your signal to a server, which by the help of artificial intelligence is processing that and will send it back to you. And so the audio is coming out of your computer speakers or the headphone on your computer, and that's it. There is a small delay of 0.2 seconds, something like that, 0.3 seconds. But anyway, I think the results are very, very good. I have a recording from a VK2 Bravo Yankee, I think, that I made on 50 meters some mornings ago, and yesterday evening, no, not yesterday evening, Tuesday evening on the 70 centimeter contest. Conditions were very, very bad, but anyway, I did some tests on Golf 4 Charlie Lima Alpha while he was, turning his beam around, and so his signal became weak, and that was the good moment to do some testing on his signal. So very fascinating. I would say 73s to all of you, also to the people on the YouTube net, to Steve and Andy. Thank you very much for sharing the net, Jeff. All the very best. I hope you will all have a good week coming with some good weather, probably not too much rain and wind, and the possibilities to go outside and have some operating in the field is approaching, I think. 73s and all the best. Mike 0 AUG, the group 08 November Tango.
08 November Tango in the group, M0AG returning. Yeah, thanks as always, Jeff, for attending the net and contributions as well. You'll be getting another mention in BW for the new software that you found, and with all the stations as well. Yeah, and as you say, thank you for the people who've joined us on YouTube this evening. Hope you actually enjoyed the channel this evening. And if some of you are able to actually come onto the net live, you'll be made very, very welcome. Otherwise, just enjoy the YouTube channel. So, over to you for your finals there, Andrew. M0ROL in the group, M0AEG. Yeah, M0AUG in the group, M0ROL. Well, thanks for the conversation tonight. It's always something to look forward to, and apologies for all the issues I've had with Pi stars and open spots and silver road. So hopefully next week I'll have it cracked. But worth the fun of it if things don't go wrong occasionally. HI and Bob, I'm hoping to actually get out to do a Exmoor Park activation tomorrow. Depends how the dog is. He's injured his paw today when we went for a walk, so he's limping. So I'm hoping to get out, and it'll be probably about 9 a.m. your time on that one, and I'll post something on WhatsApp if I actually get out. And I probably only have 40, 20, and 10 meters with me, so I suspect it's going to be on the 20 meters if I can reach you on that one, Bob. So I'll post something on WhatsApp. But anyway, Jeff, thanks for running the net, and everyone that's still listening on YouTube as well, welcome, and I hope you found it interesting. In the meantime, I wish you all 73, and I'll catch up with you next week. So M0AUG in the group, M0ROL. M0ROL in the group, M0AG returning. Okay, Andrew, if it's going to help at all, I think the best way we can have a look at what's going on with your terminal mode is if you get your 705 on the desk there into terminal mode, and I'll do the same with mine, and then we'll have a quick telephone call and compare screens, and that would probably be an easy way of trying to get the settings correct. So just a quick one back to you if you think that's a reasonable idea. M0ROL, M0AEG. Yeah, M0ROL. Yeah, that sounds good if you've got the time, Jeff. I'll disconnect my terminal mode and see if I can't connect. We may actually be able to connect through afterwards and just by selecting the D at the end. So I'll try that first and see where we go. So back to you, Jeff, M0AUG. Do you want me to hang on after that then for a few minutes, Andrew? Do you want to leave it for another time? Back to you. If you've got time now, it won't take very long just to swap it over. And that may sort of sort it out. So if you wouldn't mind just holding on for only about 30 seconds to swap it over, it's pretty maybe to sort of get on that quick matter that way. Back to you, M0AUG from M0ROL. M0ROL, M0AUG. And then we'll close the net down. Officially, and let Nick disconnected from the YouTube channel, and give it about 5 minutes, and I'll leave my 705 switch on at the moment, and we'll try and connect up again to see if we can resolve your problem. So thanks everyone for joining the net this evening, and for all your contributions. And for those who've had one or two difficulties, then that's what it's all about, and curing them as well. And thanks once again to the YouTube people for joining the net, and how we've enjoyed it. So with that, I'll officially close the Denby Dale Amateur Radio Society digital net for another Thursday evening, and we'll look forward to catching up with you all next week. M0RUG AED, back down to standby for M0ROL. 73, everybody.